Hi, welcome to the WendyLyfe show. Today, my first guest is Candace Coleman. She's a community organizer, and she has a twist on what she organized. Thank you for coming.
Thanks for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. So you're a community organizer. What's different about the way or your target audience?
Well, the difference is that I specifically work with the disability community. One of the uniqueness about my job is that I have a disability, so I get to be in community with the folks that I work with. And what I do is I educate not only the world, but young people on how to speak up and make choices. And then we do systems change campaigns. So we literally impact various systems that impact young people with disabilities. So we've had a hand in impacting the education system, the transportation system, the college system, and different things like that.
So you have a better connection with the people because you yourself have a disability.
Yes.
So tell me, what is your disability?
So I have what is called cerebral palsy. Have a mild case of it. It impacts my body in a way that my muscles were born shorter than everyone else's. And so it made my walking just a little bit different than everybody else.
So I've always had a problem saying disability. I always want to say special needs, like saying disability is a taboo. What are your thoughts on that?
The reason why saying the word disability is a taboo is because we live in a society that is very strong in survival of the fittest. And so anybody who doesn't fit within that image or that range is different. And so people have setbacks or challenges with thinking about people are different because they don't think it's normal. But what is normal?
Right.
We're all unique in our own ways. And so saying the word disability is completely fine in our community. We're really empowered by it because people with disabilities have a history. We're here. We're not going anywhere. Regardless of what your race, creed, faith, you can have a disability at any point of your life. The difference is that we navigate with proper support that we need to accomplish goals.
That's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. So when you say support, being a mom of 2 special needs children, I know that I had to kind of dig and research and ask around. I didn't find that there was one place or one resource or resources that I can connect to for my children. So your community, what you work for, tell me, how do you tap into that for parents like me with special needs children?
So I work with an organization called Access Living. It's a center for independent living for people with disabilities. A lot of people get it mixed up because they think Access Living is a place where you house a bunch of people with disabilities. It's not true. What we do is we provide 5 core services. 1 being information and referral, so any services or supports that support people with disabilities, you can call us and we can connect you with those services. 2 is having community through peer support. No one knows what I experienced as a person with a disability like another person with a disability. So having that peer support to have the conversations and then navigate. Did you go through this process? I went through this process. This is how it went. So we offer peer support. We also do advocacy. That's a huge part of our organization, where we have organizing groups that look at policies that impact people with disabilities. And we get a chance to ask people on the ground, how does it impact you? And if you could change it, what would you see in a policy? So we organize around various issue areas that include housing, employment, education, healthcare. And then last but not least, we support the transition process from youth to adulthood. But also we believe that people with disabilities should live in the community with the support that they need. So we transition folks out of nursing homes into the community with the supports.
That's awesome. Now, when you say the peer support, that just touched my heart because, you know, a lot of times you're talking to people who are, you know, normal, and they can't connect with your issues and the different things that you need as far as support. So tell me, how do you find the people? Do they come to you? Do you kind of have a network of people that how do you reach out to the community?
So the way that our society is set up is interesting because you usually only find people through a service or some sort of form of education.
Right.
And one of the things that my job is to do is to change like the way people view disability. So one of the ways that I've been able to reach people is through the school system, so through special education. And then another form is through actual medical facilities and hospitals or rehabilitation centers. Reaching out to church members within the community, like, you know, in your community who's who and who's what. So you might be like, I have a niece who has a disability, or I have an aunt who has a disability. And so just reaching out in a wide net. We've done projects where we've gone to community activities and events like parades and Rib Fest, and we have a major parade coming up called the Disability Pride Parade, where a lot of people get together to celebrate disability.
That's awesome. Now, where is this parade?
The parade is usually on Dearborn Street, between the Harold Washington Library and Daly Center.
Awesome. When is it?
It's always the third Saturday of July.
Keep it simple. Always. I love that. I mean, I think we'll come to that, because I didn't know about. See, that's what I'm saying. As being a mother of a special needs child, I didn't know about that.
Well, again,
that's phenomenal to hear.
Once we shift how we think about disability, like the negative stigma, then your eyes are open to like, oh my God, this is happening too. So.
I love that. So you're very knowledgeable about what you do. Tell me, what do you love most about what you do?
I love working with young people and allowing them to build their self-confidence to make the choices in the path that they want to go in. Wow. So, for example, I have a young adult who's now an adult, and he really wanted to go to college and finish his degree, and so I supported him through that process. But it just varies depending on what the young person's goal is. So it's not like I have a standard curriculum. It's like, what do you want to do with your life? And so walking them through those steps.
You cater to the needs that are. That's awesome. So now, with you having a disability, tell me like a tough decision you were faced with, in your own life, school, personal, work.
So one of the things that people don't know about disability, and another reason why it's so difficult, is it's usually defined through what we call the medical model, which means that a set of doctors tell you what you can and cannot do. So growing up, I had to do a series of surgeries, and I remember like, I don't want to do it. It's gonna hurt. It's gonna be painful. Please don't let me not go through that process. So I remember, I'm a kid, so my parents have to make the decision for me, and I remember like, oh my God, this is really tough. But then after the first time, we had to do it again. And so making that decision, the choice to actually go through surgical processes to make sure that I'm even able to stand today pretty much is one of the tough decisions at a younger age.
I love your story so much. Now, when dealing with individuals with different disabilities, sometimes, I know sometimes you connect with certain people, but are there some people you're like, wait, I don't know what to do with this person?
It's just like thinking about people in their different personality types. Some people you connect with and some people you don't. So there's this term we use in our community called ableism, where you think about the world in the frame of how your body operates and how it navigates through the world. And so I always say, as a disability advocate, we could all be ableism, because you know how your body navigates. So you think that the world is set up the way that you think about your body. And so sometimes we don't think about other types of disabilities. We don't think about people who are deaf or who are visually impaired. And so having to provide accommodations that's intersection of everybody, like that could be a challenge. Depending on what type of accommodation you don't provide, that could really rub people the wrong way. Because it'd be like, you're not including me. And so being inclusive is a progressive process, and we have to think about that each time an individual enters a room, whether you have a disability or not. And so the challenge is that having a person who could communicate what that is and then providing it for them. And if you can't, then that becomes tension.
So now it's funny, I'm a mom of special needs kids, and you are a special needs person. So you have a different perspective from me. So when in what your field of work, do you deal with parents and trying to, sometimes that's a hard pill to swallow, that your child isn't normal. So do you have to sometimes deal with parents? So
one of the things I have to deal with parents is like the idea of what special needs means. And usually that comes with a set of supports within the school system. And so the whole label of special needs gets like this, you get this mind frame of, oh my God, I have to be extra supportive, I have to do these extra things, when really it's navigating the system and what's needed. One of the things that I experienced growing up is that teachers thought because I had a disability that I couldn't mentally think through classwork. And so they will label me in special ed, and I didn't even need to be there. Wow. And so the challenge of us changing our mind frame on what is actually special is literally what's called an accommodation. So you're accommodating me in a school setting, like I need extra time, or I need this support to get this task done, or I need a different set curriculum. And the needs can range depending on who the person is. But thinking about it in that mind frame, instead of actually labeling the person, is how we shift that it's not my body that's disabled, but it's the world outside of it that doesn't have everything that I need.
Wow. Now, wow, I'm learning so much from you. Now, as a student in the school system, you had a certain perspective, but it was up to your parents, correct, to make the decision. So how were you as a disabled youth able to communicate to your parent and help you make the correct decision for you in the system?
So I believe in the power of community and village. My whole family was very supportive of me. Nice. So if one person didn't see a good path for me, then other people would contribute. And so that really expanded my drive to get things done. Because again, when you're a parent, you have like this set of ideas that you think your kid is going to do, and then someone else will come and be like, I didn't know they could do that. Yeah. And so my family village really supported that and expanded. And so that allowed me, again, back to those choices, to build my confidence to make decisions that I wanted to do in school. So if I was in school and I decided, hey, I want to go on the college tour with the rest of the students, then my family supported to make that happen.
That's awesome. Because a lot of families don't feel that way. We want to, and myself included, I've been guilty. I just want to protect from the world, from the stairs. And you're bringing a different perspective, which is awesome from your standpoint of how it is. So when you get to college, you know, most kids are like, I'm in college, you know, parties and, you know, learning, of course. But so you're at college, did you ever feel different? Like, okay, I wish I could do this with the other kids, but I can't.
Well, it wasn't necessarily I wish I could do it, but I can't. But it was like, I wish I could do it. What can we do to change it? My family didn't allow me to do can't. They also didn't allow me to feel disabled. Like, they encouraged me that I could do everything everyone else could. It was just up to me to figure out how to do that. Awesome. So I think one of the things that I even still today think about a lot is literally traveling to a certain point. So my campus was huge. I went to Grambling State University in Louisiana. And I'm like, how am I going to navigate these classes and this campus in this huge way? Like, what am I going to do? Well, God blessed me with friends who had cars.
Oh, there you go.
And they would drive me around to the different places that I needed to be to get to class on time.
Wow. And so my able-bodied son does that wonderfully, so it doesn't change
well, I think
with ability or disability.
Yeah, I think what we call able-bodied is our biggest accommodation. My friends and my family are my biggest accommodations in my life.
Nice. So now, how does someone reach you? A parent is looking, a disabled person is looking, and they want to reach out and get some support from your organization.
So I work with an organization called Access Living, and my email is my first initial, which is C, standing for Candace, Coleman, which is my last name, so it's CCOLEMAN @accessliving.org.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you.
We're going to talk some more because I have questions, but we'll be back. Thank you so much for being on our show. Remember how to get in touch with Candace, and we'll be back.
Between the ticks of the clock. Available at these retailers.
Can you tell by the sound of my voice that I wash my hands 10 times before breakfast?
That words jumble up across any page in front of me? or that an interpreter is reading the picture I paint between my palms.
Can you tell by the sound of my voice that my eyes hear every sound in the sky?
How sugary sweet my blood might be?
Or that my chair is my legs.
Can
Can
you
you
tell?
tell?
Human rights are not selective. Whether or not you are physically, psychiatrically, or intellectually disabled in any way, equal access is a human right, one that thousands are denied daily. For more information, please visit www.accessliving.org. Call toll-free at 1-800-613-8549 or contact via TTY line at 312-640-2102.
Help us
Help us
access the world.
Access the world.
Brought to you by Access Living.
Would you like to take control of your life? Would you like to learn about the inner game of success? Hi, my name is Bob Dudley, and I am the senior partner of Life Changers 180. We are a company that believes in our core that every person has the right to reach their full potential. We provide the tools you need to change your story, change your life, and change your destiny. Join me at our next seminar as we discuss how to help resurrect your dreams and turn them into attainable goals. We will help you overcome obstacles and give you the tools needed to pursue your passion and reach your potential one step at a time. Every attendee will receive a copy of my new book, 7 Perfect Steps to Success, How You Can Achieve Your Dreams. I look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, I'm Angelique Warner, founder and president at GoGoVee Premium Baby Carrier. GoGoVee is unique to the market in that it features 7 complete carry positions. GoGoVee's ergonomic design was created for proper breastfeeding positioning. 5 of our 7 unique complete carry positions offer a nurse and go feature. It's obviously impossible to nurse a baby when they're forward facing out or you're back carrying. However, you can easily lower the baby to the breast for feedings when you're using the swaddle, cradle, semi-cradle, forward-facing in, or hip carry positions. The GoGoVee brand prides in providing expert advice on topics like breastfeeding, sleeping, eating, and parenting. I like to share a tip to help get your sleepy newborn to wake up and eat. You obviously know that your baby should swallow when eating. So, if she does not swallow when eating, your baby is too sleepy. One tip that worked for me is rubbing my baby's back and face. This should awaken her, and you can try feeding her again. Look for GoGoVee, your go-to premium baby carrier, at GoGoVee.com and also at Amazon.com.
Like you, my family is always looking for great movies and TV shows to enjoy together. So you can only imagine how excited I was when we decided to create our very own media ministry, Road to Eternity. We believe in creating entertainment that edifies the soul by developing stories that incorporate faith and hope in people's lives. So whether you're watching a movie or even a television show, we desire to bring you closer to Jesus Christ by releasing entertainment that your family and friends can enjoy. From our family to yours, we thank you for joining us as we take you on this new and exciting journey.
Welcome back. What I wanted to talk about today, and Candace does not know what we're about to talk about. My daughter Paige passed away 5 years ago, and she was disabled. And I always want to talk about her and keep her memory going. Okay. So what we thought about on this show was having an award in honor of Paige for people who are just rocking it with their disability and what they do as far as encouraging and reaching out to other people. And what we decided to do was, you are our first recipient in honor of Paige, who meant the world to whoever who met. We want you to be the first recipient of the Paige Award, because what you're doing is so phenomenal for not only, I know you work with youth, but for the parents, for the community at large. You know, I'm sure you tap into your family members a lot of times for information, and just the fact that you have that drive within you is phenomenal. And I would love to honor you with my daughter's first award to you in honor of Paige, for people who are just rocking it. I mean, you showed me some different things, and I thought I knew it all. So I would love to honor you with that. When we have our ceremony, I would love to invite you back out and just present you with the Paige Award.
Oh, so sweet.
No, you.
I'm honored.
Awesome. Thank you so much for coming.